Prince has died. He was found unconscious in the elevator of his Paisley Park estate. This was after reports of an emergency landing after a performance due to what was called flu symptoms, according to his publicist. Or reports are coming in now that this may be a drug-related death. Look, I don't know. All I know is a musical virtuoso who mastered almost every instrument at an early age and really was an amazing talent has died. You know, Prince was an amazing guy. He was a mix of James Brown, Jimi Hendrix, and a host of other influences with his own unique sound. And as a guitar player alone, he was beyond amazing. I remember a number of years ago seeing his performance during a tribute to George Harrison as he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Prince joined in on the Beatles' classic While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and I watched this performance and I sent the link to my friends and I said, this is the greatest lead guitar solo of all time. So much talent, now gone. I was sad to hear it. You know, Prince sold 100 million records. One of his most well-known songs was Let's Go Crazy by Prince and the Revolution. It almost seems prophetic now. Listen to these lyrics. Prince sings, "'Cause in this life, things are much harder than in the afterworld. In this life, you're on your own. And if the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy. Punch a higher floor." You know, it's ironic that it was on an elevator that Prince Rogers Nelson, age 57, left this world for the next one. You know, Prince seemed to believe in an afterlife. Also in his song, Let's Go Crazy, he sings, quote, "I'm here to tell you there's something else, the afterworld, a world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun day or night," end quote. Prince was right. There is an afterlife. And if your destination in the afterlife is heaven, you can know there's so much waiting for you on the other side. The Bible describes heaven as a place of happiness and singing and feasting and being reunited with loved ones who died in faith and preceded us. Sometimes people ask, well, what is heaven like? Maybe a better question would be, well, what is earth like? I mean, take the greatest moments you've ever experienced on earth and multiply them 1,000 times and you get a glimpse of heaven. Listen, heaven is not a weak imitation of earth. Earth at its best is just a pale imitation of this place called heaven. Listen, heaven is a real place for real people to do real things. And best of all, heaven is the place where we will see Jesus Christ. But listen, this promise is only for the person who's put their faith in Jesus as their Savior and Lord. Coming back to the elevator for a moment. When you're in an elevator, there are only two options, up or down. If you're a believer in Jesus, you're going up for sure. What if you're not a believer in Jesus? When death comes, according to the Bible, you'll go down. Just as surely as there is a heaven, yes, there is also a hell. I know you might be thinking, how could a God of love send anyone to a place as horrible as hell? Listen, God doesn't send people to hell. If we end up there, we will only have ourselves to blame. Remember, God doesn't send people to hell, He saves people from hell. And that is why Jesus Christ died on a cross 2,000 years ago. You see, He paid the price for every sin you've ever committed. And if you'll turn from your sin and believe and trust in Him, you can be forgiven. And yes, you can go to heaven when you die. You see, death is the great leveler. It's no respecter of persons. Let's look back now for a moment. Elvis, the king of rock, has died. So has James Brown, the king of soul. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, has died as well. And now Prince. But listen, the King of Kings, Jesus Christ, has died and has risen, and He's alive forevermore, and He holds the keys to the afterlife. Jesus said, I am the living one. I died, but look, I'm alive forevermore, and I hold the keys of death and the grave. Listen, one day you and I will die, but death is not the end. There is an afterlife, as Prince reminded us. I heard about an inscription on a tombstone in England that says, "Pause now, stranger, when you pass by. As you are now, so once was I. As I am now, so you will be. So prepare for death and follow me." Someone reading this epitaph is reported to have replied out loud, "To follow you is not my intent until I know which way you went." I don't know where Prince or Bowie went. Only God does. But I know where I'm going when I die. I'm going up. Which way are you going? To find out how to be sure you go to heaven when you die, visit our website, knowgod.org. KNOWGOD.org.